for the very first time, I am about to go inside of a Waitrose. I have never been inside before.
We have come across some Waitroses on our travels, and I've actually been in one or two briefly, but not one that's nearly as big as this.
I came prepared with my pound coin for the trolley for the first time that we've been grocery shopping here in the UK. But there's nowhere to put it. You can just take the trolleys here. So, I don't know. Is that a normal thing at Waitrose to not have to use a coin to use a trolley? Or are we just at a special extra bougie one?
All I can say is the Sainsbury, I took a cart, an actual big cartette, still had to do the coin thing.
Okay.
I think we fancy here.
Okay. You can have your coin back. Thanks for trying to let me borrow it.
I tried.
This trolley is weird. It is so lightweight. Is this how all trolleys in the UK are? At home, we've got sturdy boys. This seems very delicate.
Once again, going to Sainsbury, it's pretty much the same as the Sainsbury one.
Okay. I feel like you could do some Tokyo drifting in this thing. We took the bus here with our dog, so, and since Jeremy has been inside before, this is where we part ways.
Good luck out there, or in there.
See you later, whiny pants. Just got in the store and I'm already being offered samples of caramel iced coffee. That's nice. Feels like home, feels like Costco. This place is huge. The aisles are so spacious, and I'm not totally sure if that's normal or if this one is just extra big and extra special. This is what appears to be the only carton of 12 eggs, and it is $2.95. So I think other places that I've seen them, they have been less than that, although that's not terribly overpriced, I think. Definitely cheaper than in the US. This is also going to be a different shopping experience because when we have come here before to other supermarkets in the UK, it has been through the lens of us just popping in and trying new foods that maybe we haven't seen before, but we are gonna do our regular grocery shopping because we're here for a week. And I don't know, it's just different. I'm gonna see this through a different lens today. I made a whole grocery list, so we'll see what we end up with. Looks like right in the front they have all the fruit and vegetables. There are some kind of, I don't know, almost ready meal type options. I feel like this is laid out differently. Will I find more ham and turkey? Because I would like to buy ham and turkey, but do I want 3 slices for £3? 4 slices, sorry. Huh. Interesting. Pork, cheese, and pesto pies. That sounds kind of interesting. I'm gonna definitely try this hummus. Hummus and pita bread were on my list. Oh, this one sounds good too now. Now I can't decide which one I'm gonna get. Maybe both? Fun fact for you, in the US we call it pita bread because we only spell it with 1 T. In fact, when we first heard it being called pita bread, we were kind of confused. But it's because we spell it differently here. Kind of like aluminum and aluminium. You put an extra letter in it than we have in the US. I have been craving a nice American breakfast, so I'm definitely gonna pick up some streaky bacon. So many choices though. Bacon medallions, those look kind of good. They're like really thin looking pork chops. Yep, that's the one. Smoked streaky bacon. All of these prepared meals sound really good, like firecracker chicken drumstick lollipops. Does sound good. You know, I like the sound of that. Leek and Wensleydale chicken breasts. I think I'm gonna get those. There's 2 servings. Perfect. I can't find their actual home that they're supposed to have to figure out how much they're supposed to be, but they seem to be in the average of like 6 to 7 pounds for the chicken options here. A lot of these things sound really good, but we are in an Airbnb that has 1 pot, and we are trying to eat a little bit healthier right now with being on an extended trip here, so I think it makes it tough. Plus, like, things that we would make at home, it's hard to kind of find those like matching items here, but I think we're gonna make it work. Plus there's just so many interesting things. Like the ready meals here are just so much better. A lot better options. Like, ooh, pork shoulder with miso maple glaze. I'm not the biggest pork fan, but I bet Jeremy would love that. Ooh, there's also one with a smoky barbecue sauce. Okay, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna try to find buns and stuff to accompany this. But even still, like £6.50, and that's just the meat. Like, we still have to find the things that go with it. One thing that's really nice about the UK is that there are just so many options for our situation. Like, we're in an Airbnb that has one pot, one total pot. It's kind of like a smallish wok. So like boiling water, cooking anything, it happens in one pot. So to have all these options of microwavable things and kind of ready meals that are pretty easy to put together, but also relatively healthy, it makes things a lot easier for us, definitely. But then I also say things like fried chicken, and I'm like, yes, please. I don't think I've ever come across soups like this in the other supermarkets that we've been to. It is interesting how different our soup selections are though. Like, typical things in the US would be like chicken noodle soup, maybe like a chicken tortilla, broccoli cheddar. I don't really see any of those here. I think that there's a lot of really nice sounding options though, like spiced sweet corn and potato, interesting. A chicken Thai green curry, sounds pretty good. Oh, hearty chicken multigrain soup. That might be somewhat similar to what we would have back home. Like chicken and lentil with butternut squash. Wouldn't see that in the US, I don't think. I mean, these all look nice, but even this reduced cottage pie is $7.39. Serves two, and it looks pretty good. Might get that still, but oh my gosh, that sounds so good. I had just regular mashed potatoes on the list, but that's better. I'm getting that. I am noticing, like, this brand, this Charlie Bigham, this is a brand I've seen at Sainsburys, but these are, I think, about 1 or 2 pounds more. Maybe they had a nectar discount, but these are more expensive than they are at the other store. So that's for sure a thing I'm noticing. Whether the actual Waitrose items are actually better, I do remember seeing an advert about Waitrose being like, yeah, it's better because we pay people better and we make better quality things. Okay, that's fair, but what about the things that you don't make that are more expensive than the other places? I mean, either way, I'm gonna try this Thai green chicken curry. It just sounds good. Sounds lovely. Jeremy, we're having curry tonight. Roast potatoes? Sure. I think I'm gonna assemble an Indian food night, but I have to be careful because Jeremy does not like cilantro or coriander, as it's known here, and most of the dishes seem to have it in it. Okay, I've given up on the Indian food because every single thing that I've looked at, even when it doesn't show the coriander in the photos, it still will have it in the ingredients list. Some of these look really good though. In the US we have just garlic naan, but here all of the garlic naans are garlic and coriander. Sorry Jeremy, you don't get to have naan here. At least the garlic kind like you like. They do have these Chinese takeaway meal bag for 2, Asian takeaway bag for 2. We got one of these that was an Indian takeaway bag from Sainsburys, and it was 7 pounds, and here it is 12 pounds. This Chinese one has beef and black bean sauce, sweet and sour chicken, egg fried rice, chicken chow mein, and 4 veggie spring rolls. I think I'm gonna get one of these. You could mix and match and assemble your own, but to get all of that, you'd probably pay twice as much, so comparatively that makes it a better deal. Also, it takes the ease out of trying to assemble things and, you know, trying to figure out, like, what are you gonna have with it. I mean, there's not much in the way of, like, vegetables or anything, but we'll make it work. I have to say, as far as selection with ready meals, it is pretty similar to M&S. I think a little bit more expensive. So far, I'm kind of preferring M&S Waitrose, but we'll see. I'm only just in one part of the store. We've got plenty more to see. I am curious though, where do you typically do your normal shopping for the week? And do you call it grocery shopping? Because I feel like we call it grocery shopping at the grocery store, but I know it's a supermarket here, so do you call it like veg shopping? Or what do you call your weekly grocery shopping? And where do you do it at? Aldi? Someplace cheaper, probably. This is some of the fanciest pasta I've ever seen, and I feel like I have to get one of these just to try it. I have never seen beetroot and goat's cheese. Sounds so interesting. What sauce would you pair that with? Cheese sauce? I also feel like we have to try at least some pasta because we've tried it at a few other places now, and we have our favorites. But will it change today? I have stood here for about 10 minutes trying to figure out on the internet what this pasta would go with, what sauce I should complement it with. I can't figure it out. I'm stumped. So I'm gonna get something different. But if you have any suggestions, let me know because I would like to try it. I feel like I don't want to try it with the wrong thing and make it weird. I also don't think I've ever seen spinach gnocchi. Interesting. We have this brand in the US and it's always like the bougiest pasta at the grocery store. So it's very appropriate that they have it here. I think I'm gonna go with the, I mean, it's half the price. Smoked cheese and smoked ham tortellini. Tortelloni. You call it different here. I'm gonna get this carbonara pasta sauce because we've tried it a few places and I'm curious to see how they all stack up. Oh, I love all of the corn products here. Yorkshire ham. Oh my gosh, we have corn in the US, but we don't have pretty much any of the same products. What are savory mini eggs? Oh, they have quite a good vegetarian selection here. They just keep having more and more products. We have like 3 things available in the US. I can't decide. I think I'm gonna go with this roasted garlic one. Yep, that's going with our pasta night. The one thing I've noticed is that every grocery store seems to have like multiple levels of the types of groceries. Like they have store brands, but there's different ones. And I've noticed that here at Waitrose, the like low-end cheapest version is always on the bottom. So you just have to look at everything along the bottom to find all the good deals, I guess, or better deals. All the 4-pound fancy meats at the top. Or you could just come down here to the bottom where they're all £2.95. When we were back in the US, we asked our viewers when they travel abroad or if they were to travel abroad, what is the one thing that you would miss going somewhere else? And we had a lot of people, I think tea was the #1 answer, but a lot of people told us Lurpak butter, which I've never even heard of. But they have it here, so I'm gonna try it. I mean, £2.25, that's not so bad for a little stick of butter. I just realized I picked up a slightly salted one. I'm gonna get unsalted. I've got a very non-American thing on our American breakfast list, and that's crumpets. We're gonna have bacon and eggs and hash browns and crumpets. And now those crumpets are gonna have Lurpak butter on them, baby. Wow, that is some bougie fish that even comes with little pesto butters. So I'm assuming that similar to the other stores that these are the summer offerings. I'd be curious what kind of Christmas stuff they have because the Christmas stuff was quite lovely when we were at M&S. Rhubarb and custard trifle. Yeah, I think we're gonna try that. We're gonna try that. £3, sure. Trying to figure out what vegetables to do with when we have pie and mash. I think maybe a couple of these little cute little baby bags of carrots, tender stem broccoli, and sugar snap peas. 99p? Sure, I'll take 2 of them. You know, we haven't really looked at the fruit and vegetables much before, primarily because we've been more looking for grab-and-go stuff as we've been traveling, but I am noticing things are significantly cheaper, especially in the produce section here in the UK than they are back in the US. It's weird how expensive our groceries are in the US comparatively, even compared to a Waitrose. We also haven't spent too much time in the frozen aisle. Every time we come through any kind of ice cream, frozen treats, everything just looks so good. Like Biscoff ice cream? What? Look at those cute little frozen lollies. That one tucked in the back there is honey roasted pistachio mochi. That sounds wonderful. And like whole fruit tarts you can buy frozen. A s'mores ice cream cake? What? I'm definitely gonna need your suggestions for sweet frozen treats because I don't even know where to begin. Don't even know where to start. We've had cornettos, that's about it. I'm contemplating if I instead should have got one of these rhubarb and ginger crumbles, but I think we made the right choice. They have other trifles here, but they don't sound as good as rhubarb and custard. Even these frozen pies look incredible. Like, what? Yeah, these look like way better frozen meals than anything we would find in the US. The Airbnb we're staying in does not have any French press or any kind of coffee machine, so instant coffee it is. I'm gonna try the Waitrose brand. We'll see how it is. But this one's bougier looking. I think I'm gonna have to get this one. Also, this one's a strength 3 and the other one's a strength 4, so we're gonna try the fancier one that's twice as much money. I can eat the cheap version of a lot of things, but coffee's important. You gotta get coffee right. Even if it is instant coffee. Okay, so we need some gravy for our pies. I would normally just buy that one, but I'm noticing that they have a bougier brand here, so maybe I'll try the best one. I don't know, is it better? It's more expensive, that means it's fancier, right? So if this gravy is just gravy, And these ones are beef or onion. Which one is that? Is it a beef gravy or is it an onion gravy? I'm gonna get an onion gravy, but maybe it's the wrong kind of gravy for the pies we're having. Too many gravy options. And then the checkout person is watching me film and I'm feeling uncomfortable. Wow, I'm here to get some dog food and the dog food is actually cheaper, I think, than when I was at Sainsburys the other day. I have to say that I don't think, I mean, maybe that Fourth Glade brand, but I don't think any of the other dog food is any different from the other stores we've been to. These seem expensive comparatively, but hey, we need laundry detergent, so I guess we're gonna get one of these. Okay, but what's the difference between bio and non-bio? What does that mean? Since that's confusing, I'll just get Color Protect. I found the rest of the eggs. I thought they might be cheaper, but apparently they only go up from the 3 pounds that the other ones were. Quail eggs. Don't see those in American supermarkets. I think I'm going to get some porridge for breakfast. I'm gonna try this one. Haven't tried that one yet. Jeremy has been enjoying these apricot wheats, so gonna get some of these as well. You know, I don't see a ton of options for Waitrose brand crisps, which I feel like M&S has quite a few selections. Wow, this Waitrose has like a whole like home goods area. I'm gonna assume that's not common, that's more of like this is the version of like a Tesco extra. I was curious if Waitrose had any branded alcohol sections, and it looks like not only do they, but they look pretty bougie. I found bread, crumpets, pita bread, and Welsh cakes because they looked good. I think I'm about done here. I initially put the different sections of food in the cart because I wanted to make sure I had like a side and everything with the meals I got, but now it's just a giant cart full of stuff that I can't see anything on the bottom. Hopefully we have full sets of meals and the proper things to have with them. Well, checking out was a hot mess. Because it was over a certain amount, I had to sign for it. For some reason, sometimes with supermarkets here, it doesn't let me use the tap, and so I have to insert it. And apparently they don't have that at the self-checkout. It was a whole big ordeal. But there's a lovely, nice gentleman who helped me check out at a regular stand, basically printed my grocery receipt. And I probably shouldn't have used the self-checkout anyways, since I have 4 giant bags of groceries. It is funny because I thought it was kind of ironic that we were taking a bus to Waitrose, but then there were 4 other people who got on the bus after us who asked, is this the bus that goes to Waitrose? And we were like, well, we're in the right place. And it drops you off right in front of the Waitrose, and there's a bougie Taco Bell across the street, so what more could you want? I got stuff for you too. Made it back to our Airbnb, and for 127 pounds, these groceries fill our fridge, so we will have food for the next many days, like at least 5-6 days worth of food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I think, yeah, it's expensive, but I don't know, I guess I'd be interested to see what it would be like to shop like this at a place like Aldi or Lidl, which we've never been to, just to compare, because this is kind of different from what we've done on previous shopping trips here in the UK. Decided for dinner that we would have the Chinese takeaway meal in a bag for 2. I think the one that you got us at Sainsburys was about 7 pounds. This one was 12 pounds.
Okay, it also has, I think, 1 more entree kind of thing and 1 less appetizer thing. So. Okay,
so maybe a little bit more food included.
Yeah, maybe.
On a side note, I asked our followers on Instagram if they had any suggestions for us going to Waitrose, and the #1 answer was basically like, take out a second mortgage or run away, something to that effect. Basically like, you know, you're gonna spend a lot of money there. So if you aren't following us on Instagram, you should go over and follow us on Instagram, because we ask our followers for suggestions and recommendations in real time. You can help us out and help us find cool things to do, and maybe help us pick out groceries at, I don't know, Lidl or Iceland or in any of the number of places we still haven't been yet. You know, for 6 pounds per person, that's a lot of food. But the real determining factor is if it tastes good. It does. That sweet and sour chicken is really nice. Like, if you had told me that you popped that in a microwave, I might not believe it. How's the beef?
Fine. I've tried both the chicken things and I think I like those better.
Yeah, I think the sweet and sour chicken's my favorite. I like the flavor of the beef. I think the noodles are my least favorite. The beef is unlike anything I've ever had. It's, I think, a black bean beef, which, I don't know, we haven't had a lot of Chinese food here in the UK. Definitely not something that you would find in the US version of Chinese food. So, I don't know, interesting. All in all, pretty good. I'll be curious to learn this week how we like the rest of these foods. So far, the corn sausage rolls are the only other thing we've cracked open. We tried these earlier when we first got home. And I would equate them basically to like the Greg's vegan sausage roll. But I am curious how the rest of the food will be. Chinese takeaway dinner from Waitrose was a win. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to our patrons for supporting our channel. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe. And if you haven't seen the videos where we have been to Tesco or M&S for the first time, they'll be right here. Make sure you check them out. We'll see you soon. Bye.